Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave us a very clear description of Dajjal, of his times, of the trials that the world would face, right up to his death. The whole picture, crystal clear. And he used to teach the Sahaba to seek refuge from Ad-Dajjal at the end of each of their prayers, the way that he used to teach a chapter from the Quran. That's what they said. It is narrated that the Prophet ﷺ and Rasulullah كان يعلمهم هذا الدعاء كما يعلمهم السورة من القرآن. What dua is that? He used to teach them this dua the way he used to teach a chapter from the Quran. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من عذاب جهنم ومن عذاب القبر ومن فتنة المحيا والممات ومن شر فتنة المسيح الدجال. O Allah, I seek refuge in you from the punishment of the hellfire, the torment of the grave, trials of living and dying, and from the evil trials of the Antichrist, Al-Masih Ad-Dajjal. Disbelief, the Prophet ﷺ said, would be written between his two eyes, which will be recognizable by both those who are literate and those who are illiterate. Kafara, kafara, will be written on his forehead, and the believers will see it, whether they can read or whether they can't. So this is the description of Al-Masih Ad-Dajjal. The Prophet ﷺ was reported by Abu Bakr to say, Dajjal will first appear from a land in the east called Khurasan. Now Khurasan is currently in Iran, and it is a region, it is also a city within what is known as Kurdistan. And this area, he would appear first, followed by the next major appearance between Syria and Iraq, where he will come in conflict with the forces of the Mahdi. That's the first point at which trials will begin. And his followers will come from Muslims and non-Muslims. In one of the narrations, the Prophet ﷺ had said that he would encamp outside of Medina, and the hypocrites and disbelievers of Medina would come pouring out following him. In another narration, Dajjal will appear from a land, he will be accompanied by, in Khurasan, he will be accompanied by people whose faces look like beaten iron, flat type face. Some people concluded that that was the Mongols. That's why when the Mongols in the 13th century, when they hit the Muslim world and massacred Muslims left and right, they said this is Dajjal's force. But it wasn't. So this is not the first time that Muslims have misinterpreted events. And the Prophet ﷺ had said that 70,000 Jews from Asbahan or Isfahan, this is again also in Iran, not too distant from Khurasan, they would join him. So there would be Jews, there would be Christians, Muslims following him. So this is a time of great trial to come. And we can only ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from that time and to keep us firm in faith, because it will only be a firm handle on Islam that will take us successfully through that time. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect the ummah, to protect us, our families, our children from this time, this fitna, to keep us firmly knowing Islam and practicing it. So that if that time catches us, we'll be able to withstand the trials that are coming. He also advised us to memorize the first 10 or the last 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf, which we are to read, encouraged to read every Friday. And Surah Al-Kahf speaks about the signs of Allah, reminding us when the signs of Shaitan become dominant. And we should seek refuge in our day-to-day prayers, at the end of our daily compulsory prayers, protection against Dajjal. Since the Prophet ﷺ used to teach that dua like he taught a surah from the Quran, it means we all should use it. And we should be in frequent remembrance of Allah, because that is what is going to give us the firmness of faith to be able to withstand his trials. And also the Prophet ﷺ warned us that if you hear Dajjal is in a land, and you might think your faith strong to stand or to withstand his trial. And in the time of Dajjal, when he is cutting people, making them come back, he will take a youth, one young man, cut him and put him back together again, ask him, do you believe that I'm your Lord? And he will say, no, I'm even more certain that you are the Messiah. You're not. And he will take him and try to cut off his neck. Failing that, he throws him into that river of fire that is with him, and he will appear to burn up. The Prophet ﷺ said that he is the greatest martyr in the sight of Allah. And he said, whenever you see him, if he comes amongst you, and you see that river, those two rivers behind him, or beside him, the cool one looking like it's coming from the gardens of paradise, and the hot, evil one looking like it's coming from hell, he said, dive into the one coming from hell, because that is the one. Will we have the faith, the strength to make that decision on that day? We don't want to seek him. Don't think that you are going to be that martyr. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you hear he's in one place, go to some other. Run, flee. If you can make it to Mecca and Medina, these will be the only two cities on the earth that he will not be able. You can make it there and hope that you will not be among those when he causes the earth to shake. In Medina, with the millions of inhabitants, he will cause the earth to shake 3 times. Earthquakes. And people will come running out to join him, followers, to be saved. That we will be amongst those who will stay there and die if the buildings fall on us, rather than go out and fall. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep him foremost in our minds, and to keep the deen foremost in our limbs, in our action, and to keep our focus as Jannah, paradise, and to forego the things of this world which will take us away from it. Cockroaches, violent and bad, and they were just... Dajjal will appear from the east.
I want the control that nobody else does. It was Sulaiman
attacking Muslim lands. We see so much oppression and dhulm, injustice.